Hello guys, it just is here with a new video and a build guide. This is a Summon Reaper Necromancer. And I'm focusing on bleed portion of the skill rather than the hit portion of the skill. We're pure fizz, scaling aura effect, aura botting, 2 curses, all the good stuff. Yeah, let me showcase the map real quick and then I got
not before.
the formed prepared as well. Let's do any map, Strand, perfect. This build is, this skill rather, is very strange, very unique. When it just came out, I was pretty excited to build around it because I enjoy playing Necro, I enjoy playing minions, and I wanted to see how it performs, right? But my biggest concern was, and still is, the clear on it. Because one minion melee, not melee, but you know, yeah, one melee minion is pretty hard to make work, right? That's why we go Ascenats, Explosion, Blasphemy, and Skitterbots, or what is called Profane Proxy, because otherwise this would be impossible. Like, the clear is pretty good, right? But imagine without explosions, it would have been non-fucking existent. This minion, this gem, has pretty big, pretty flawed design.
It's my lucky day.
And yeah, honestly, it should get like at least quadrupled AoE. Maybe not quadrupled, but tripled at least. Not to be, you know, not to suck like this. Because like Ascenats are pretty costly, right? They're 4 exalts, and imagine you league start with this. And let me show how it looks without Ascenats. It's just, should probably drop a port because I'm probably gonna read, right? It's just like clearing, I don't know, like cleaning dust with a fork, right? It's right, and I invest a little bit into AoE on the tree as well. And like, what? Her AI is also so strange, and I don't know how this gem got released like this. Not gonna lie. Very cool concept, a lot of flavor, right? As in, it's one ultimate minion that destroys everything, a very strong and independent woman that reaps souls of her enemies. But damn, dude, I am using it with
I need
like,
more mana.
single target is awesome, right? You saw it, just bosses got deleted without offering, without ensnaring arrow, or was it with? Anyway, yo, as I said, like, it was not bad, right? With Ascenats and double Blasphemy, because otherwise, like, I was running only one Blasphemy vulnerability, right, for activating Ascenats in my Profane Proxy. I thought that, like, they're minions, right? They will be focusing same packs. Nope. When I convocate, for example, I was let's say I run through, right, and my Reaper is fighting this pack. I'm running through that way, and I convocate her from there. She will fucking yeet herself back at the pack, and Skittles are gonna go that way. So, like, while she'll up there, she'll, you know, and I just die right here. That happened like so many times. I got pretty frustrated yesterday, but today, like, I was playing it in the morning with, decided to go 6-link and second Blasphemy setup over Flesh and Stone, because Flesh and Stone, with the amount of anyway, lost like 15% TPS, but 2 reliable auras. And I checked it deliberately, because Ascenats give temporal chains, right? And I have only 2 curses, so I think the Blasphemy and this is prioritized over on hit. I think, because what it should do is, between 3 curses, if you have 2 slots, let's say, it should pick the ones that come earlier in the alphabetical order. For example, temporal chains, vulnerability, and punishment. It should choose temporal chains and punishment. Sorry, because V is like, right, 4th from the. I don't know alphabet. I don't do knowledge. And yeah, but on practice, I deliberately checked it before after switching it. So the way I apply vulnerability, I don't hit, right? Oh shit, chill a bit. I don't hit, but my ballistas hit, and you see they don't apply over those. let's say I'm out of range, right? And they have not blasphemy, but temporal chains, right? Boop, it gets overwritten. I don't know if you saw it, but it should get overwritten anyway. Right? Yeah, and the temporal chains gets overwritten on some mobs. On some it doesn't, I guess. Anyway, this is still way better because like I only use blasphemy for mapping mostly, because single target is not a problem at all, right? And even if one occasional mob does not get affected by the 2 damage curses, this shit doesn't matter, right? On bosses, it does matter, but not so much, because single target is still gonna be fine with temporal chains. Not like it's like useless, or it's pretty bad, but you know, curse, I mean. But you know, I think this is the best compromise I found. I was like originally the original video with this, which will be linking in the description down below, was running self curse. So he would cast the curse and command the Reaper to attack it, and then Convocate, and then Scaly, and then you know, a Flesh Offering, and then Ballista, and then Desecrate again. It's, you know, it's I don't know about you guys, and sorry for maybe I seem cranky or salty, because kind of been through a lot with this with this build. But I want to play minions, right? I want to do this basically, right? Or even better, just this, right? Flame Dash and Convocation. But on practice, you know, it works fine. It works fine. Let me showcase the Formed, and I really want to see how it performs as well. Players are cursed with Enfeeble. Yeah, it's okay. I think we should handle it. Maybe multiple portals, but we'll see. We have all the time in the world to set up the rotation, which is like 17 buttons. And the worst part about, like, sorry if I'm being negative, but like, imagine if I was if I invested 50 exalts into a syndicate operative Spectre build, right? That's the gist of it anyway. So yoink. Let's see. I have no idea, to be honest. Okay, deleted one. Okay. She did. Okay. I should probably Convocate over. Nice, leave on. Oh. Frozen, don't have freeze immunity. Alright, Hydra down. The scariest one, honestly. Duplicate attack would bury me as well. And Ballista. That was pretty good, right? That was pretty good. I played that pretty terribly, didn't pay attention to half of the shit that was happening. But we deleted Chimera right away, which I was kind of expecting though, to be honest. And boom, my first passive. Poggies. Yeah, single target scenarios are awesome. You can, if this is not enough of a showcase, you can see the build that I was following while assembling this guy. That person played even more with the build, and yeah, probably more knowledgeable on this. But I kind of opted for myself, and will be probably still playing it today. And yeah, we'll see if I don't you know, if I don't and switch. All right, 10 exalt sail. I'll do that and go over the gear in a bit. Yeah, I have monies. Friend. Alright, so the build revolves around Summon Reaper, obviously, and Bleed portion of it, right? So we want to juice up Fizz. We don't really care about attack speed, just as big of a hit as possible and as big of a dot on enemies as possible. Summon Reaper scales freakishly with levels, as all minions do, to be honest. And yeah, that's the main strategy. That's the safest route to scale minions. And what better way to scale gem levels than a bow? I don't think there is any in the game currently. So I crafted this bow. It's actually very easy to craft. I will be leaving the another. I don't think it's the same guy. Yeah, video on how to craft those. But basically, it's pretty simple. You get a decent base that you would like. I grabbed this one for 6 exalts with plus level of circular support gems. Pay attention to dex requirement because this build struggles with dex, being a witch and using a bow, and bow being the highest dex requirement base in the game, right? So pay attention to that. You don't really care about any damage, any attack speed, right? No thicket, no citadel. It is citadel. All right. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Like you can get like 143 dex requirement, which will basically free up at least one this, right? And something like that. Yeah, so you basically slap on the essence of fear. T1, you get this. Minions deal increased damage. It took me like 3 to get minion damage and plus 2 suffixes. And no prefixes, right? So 3 mods, it's on average 3 to 6, I think. Like when you alch an item, it can get up to 3 to 6 lines, right? Modifiers. So you get minion damage and 2 suffixes, don't care about which ones. You craft on cannot roll attack modifiers, you exalt slam from prefixes, like on non-influenced bows, the only non-attack modifier. I said cannot roll attack, right? Yeah, cannot roll attack. Only non-attack modifier on bows, on prefixes, is +1 socket gem, so it's a guarantee. Boom, exalted. Now you have these 2 prefixes and like 2 shit suffixes and an open suffix, which is cannot roll attack modifiers. Then you craft on prefix cannot be changed over the cannot roll attack modifiers. You scour and you're left with only 2 mods, 2 prefixes, right? Then you craft multi-mod, then you craft +2 level supported gem, and then minion. So all in all, like the base was 6 exalts. The essences were like 5C each, 20C. Then the cannot roll attack modifiers 1 exalt, the slam for +1 level 1 exalt. Then prefix cannot be changed 2 exalts. Then up to 3 is 2 exalts, and +2 level of circular support gems is another 2 exalts. So it's 14 and something, or like, you know, it's pretty costly. It's pretty pricey. Not gonna lie. There's another base that can be pretty good as well. It's like a very small DPS loss. A synthesis base. This one. Minions deal increased damage. By the way, if you want this bow, it's for sale. It has aspect of the avian because hit versions of this build utilize that very well. So in the bow I have Divergent Summon Reaper. Divergent because it has increased cooldown recovery rate. That's the best quality. It's very, very, very nice. And as you can see, it's level 18 inherently, and it gets 12 levels. It's insane in it. I haven't actually experimented. Maybe a bow, like if you go for the fracture, right? Not on an implicit, not a synthesized base. Probably not true though. I was thinking maybe fracturing minion roll and going for faceted until you hit +1 strength and +1 int, right? Probably not. I'm not sure. Yeah, this is I shouldn't have said that. Sorry, guys. It's just my brain works in these mysterious way. Anyway, in it I have Divergent Summon Reaper, linked to Brutality. Very important, as this is a bleed base build, right? You should go for Anomalous Brutality. I was using Awakened Brutality for a pretty long time, and it felt terrible. When you're Reaper, you do this and you don't bleed them, it feels terrible. With Anomalous Brutality, chance to bleed on Reaper is 90, because inherently it has 50, plus vulnerability is 30, and 10 additional is 90. And like 80 and 90 is a big difference, right? 1 in 5 hits and 1 in 10 hits with is a pretty huge significant difference. Then in power, level 4, like what is it, 8 exalts? Or yeah, as I said, this build is not, like, and my variation is not cheap, and yeah. It's kind of understandable that I had high expectations as well, but yeah, it's kind of delivering. It is kind of delivering, not gonna lie. Awaken Swift Affliction because more damage over time. Very good, very like 4th. I think these gems are in order of importance. Probably not though. Summon Reaper, Brutality, Empower, Anomalous Brutality, and Cruelty. There's a bit of a debacle online about what skill gems work and what don't with this, and POB can really calculate Cruelty. I'm pretty sure Cruelty does work because the tooltip says so, right? Minions gain Cruelty on hit. If this does work, this is best, like, you know, best in slot, like actually 4th in order of importance. Then Swift Affliction because this is basically 44 more damage over time, what we care about the most. And then I go with Awakened Minion damage because it has a downside, and like my Reaper rarely dies during mapping. It doesn't at all unless like there was like a bit in Expedition, right, where it only almost got a shock swarmed and killed, right? But that's mostly because the AI is just stupid and sometimes it just bugs out. Sometimes when I convocate her in like not a good time, she just stands still. Sometimes it's weird how you know how undone this AI is. It's of course it's just, you know, trying to pick on it, but it's I don't know. I think it's a fair insult. If you play it, if you played it, or if you decide to play it, you will know what I'm talking about. It's you know, doesn't happen all that often, but happens maybe once every 3 maps where it just stands still and you have to, for example, I do this, I convocate, and then she stands still, and I have to wait until this goes off, up until I command her to go like to attack again. She won't move. Nothing does anything. Even if I run, like, even if resummons her like this, right, without convocating, it still doesn't. And convocation doesn't re-enable her, so it's strange. And the delays between attacks is also very noticeable, right? In juiced maps where anything can one-shot you, can be quite lethal. So I think I'm pretty hard capped at level 92, but we'll see. Bossing is great, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do this with the build, and yeah, not a mapping build anyway. We use Rearguard for some block. I am currently at 70 block and 52 spell block due to spell block here as well, and glancing blows. So pretty okay. Glancing blows means that, like, it's not very, you know, the blocks are not very effective, but kind of are. Like, it's basically one-shot defense, right? We're using a helm, boner helmet, of course, with Summon Reaper physical.multi. I was very lucky with this helm. I crafted it with so basically I've got the bone helm, then I Crusader slammed because it's the cheapest one, then went for the Reforge randomized influence. It took me like 4 tries. Then I went with Jagged Fossils and hit it on, like, I was pretty lucky with Jagged Fossils. I hit it on like maybe 40 tries or like 50-ish. More like 45, yeah. I hit nearby enemies fizz damage, chance to block, and minion life, which works with skeletons, right? Because skellies are here, which is pretty cool, right? And granted on some life. Boom. In Helm I have Scalies, Val Summon Skeletons, and Summon Skeletons linked to Maim, so that they maim Fitting Frenzy and Culling Strike. Fitting Frenzy gives like movement speed, attack speed, 10% increase, and increased damage, I think. Not attack damage. Yeah, just damage. Just percent damage. I'm using Asenath's Touch. Basically, all clear depends on these. Explosion. In Asenath's I have Flesh Offering, linked enhance and faster casting, and convocation as well, because convocation's quality reduces cooldown recovery, and flesh offerings skill effect duration. So with enhance it's 6.1 seconds, without enhance it's 5.5 seconds duration, which is, you know, can matter, like especially with like her action speed as low as it is. I might be a bit harsh, but you know, I invested a lot, and kind of sometimes it doesn't feel good. Sometimes she can be a bit Pepega, that's for sure. Yeah, these boots, these are movement speed, life, and ballista totem, and some decks as well. I managed to I grabbed them for like 30C or something. They need to be they need to have ballista totem for this because I'm using ensnaring arrow, greater multiple projectiles. The way ensnaring arrow works with bleed builds, don't sleep on this. If you're a bleed build, always use ensnaring arrow, either self shoot or ballista. Ballista is probably the way to go. It says this: ensnared enemies always count as moving, which is like at least double the bleed DPS, right? You can notice for yourself when you're bleeding and you stand still, you don't really take much damage, no matter how hard the bleed is. But if you move, like it's the world of a difference. And I'm using a ensnaring arrow, greater multiple projectiles just for it to be more efficient and hit always, and war banner, because I don't have a place here. War banner is currently free because of my cluster jewel setup, and I'm gonna be going over it in a sec, and it's very important, right? War banner gives nearby enemies take increased physical damage, which is pretty good, and less accuracy. It's kind of a right? Oh no, less accuracy. Never mind. Yeah, less accuracy is the dread banner. Not bad. And maybe more accuracy for minions matters, but I don't think so because Reaper is level 30, so it's gonna be level 33, huh? Insane, right? Insane. Like I've never had a gem being level 33. Sheesh. And desecrate to spawn corpses in like just like I did in the form. For the belt, I have Stage Advice, Hunter, Life, Percent Life, and this rolled onto some pretty decent res and strength. Don't mind if I do. And I crafted non-cooldown recovery rate for everything, for Reaper, for Convocation, for Bone Armor, yeah, and Flame Dash as well. I'm running Profane Proxy. What this ring does is it makes one of the Skitterbots apply a curse around it. So like a Blasphemy for a Skitterbots. If you use it in the left ring slot, then it's going to be chilling, this one, with a little bit of steep, with a chill. And if you use it on the right one, it's gonna be on the shocked one. I choose shock over chill because chill doesn't really do much. We're not using hypothermia or anything. It's pretty like good, maybe slow, but it's whatever. And shock is just 15% more damage at least, or something like that, right? I'm not quite, maybe like less, maybe like 15% increased, and it's on in my variation it's like 8% more damage maybe because I stack a lot. Like enemies take increased damage, right? So it's diminishing. Other ring is Unset Ring with Dex, Life, and some decent resistances, and minus mana cost because mana is actually a problem on this build. That's why I run this as well. Because Summon Reaper attack costs 137 mana. Yeah, it's very kind of a big. I don't know why it's like this, right? It should be free, isn't it? It should be a different button, and it shouldn't cost mana. Like, doesn't make any sense, right? For me, it doesn't anyway. In it, I have a Gazi Eye Jewel with life, and minions deal percent increased damage if you've used the minion skill recently. And Corrupted Blood, this jewel cost me 4 exalts. Yeah, this line, minions deal increased damage if you've used a minion skill recently, is very good. It's the main source of damage on these jewels, and I stack a lot of them. And for the Ami, I went with a Citrine Amulet because Dex and Strength, I need both of those. And I went for +2 Physical and Intelligence skill gems. This amulet I had a lot of fun with yesterday. So I awakened Intelligence and Physical together and got an open prefix, which happens very rarely. Like it happens 1 in 5 times maybe. And I got it yesterday, and I was like, damn, I could just craft on life on it, right? And after I'm done with the build, just resell it for profit, basically, like a couple of X profit. But no, I decided to go for the nut, and I was like, damn, I should lock prefixes and reforge life more common. I did exactly that. I wasted 2 exalts on the lock prefixes. I reforged with life, more common, like 30C on TFT, and got another open prefix. I got like 2 suffixes, life region and percent life region on warlords, and I'm like, damn, I should go another one, right? I lock prefixes again, -2 exalts. I go for the Reforged Life More Common, another 30C. Boom, and I end up with 19 maximum life. Oh, that's juicy. Then I'm like tilted and want to just delete it or anal it. And then I lock prefixes again, and I... at this point, it doesn't matter. It doesn't make sense, and it doesn't matter, and nothing really matters, right? And I go for Veiled Chaos. I'm like, at least suffixes are gonna be good, right? And I get one Unveil, only one suffix, the Unveiled one, right? The Veiled one, rather. And I unveil Totem Placement Speed, so... yeah, this amulet fucked me a bit. It's fine, though. It's fine. Getting fucked from time to time is a bit grounding, you know? Anyway, for the Flasks, Eternal Mana Flask Enduring, because mana issues, yeah. Rumi's Concoct, very important. It's almost perfectly rolled. They're pretty cheap, this league, and for obvious reasons. Shit. Adrenaline, Quicksilver, Pog, 8% increased movement speed, very cool. This Quartz Flask, very important for this build, because, you know, if you can't clear a pack instantly, at least you can run over it, right? And maybe she cleans it, maybe she doesn't. So, like, without it, it feels terrible without it. I was also using this flask. It's awesome. This Iron Flask that gives you basically endurance charge generation when you press it. Elixir of the Unbroken Circle. It's very good. I should have probably used it on the forum fight. But this for mapping, this for bossing, and bubbling or seething Divine Life Flask of Staunching. You care about if you go for instant flask, which I highly recommend, you go for bubbling or seething, or sorry, you go for divine. And bubbling is a bit more value because like you don't necessarily heal to full all the time, and maybe you will regen like the because seething heals 770, I think 770 life, which is half of this, right? But if you go bubbling, you get the 770 and you get some more value. So and you go Divine Life Flask, not Eternal, because Eternal is less HP in more time, but if it's instant, then you know, value, juice. Anyway, let's go jump into the tree. As a Necromancer, I'm using Commander of the Darkness, Insane Note for minions. Insane Note for multiple reasons. One being, like, if you get it on level 30, you just get plus 30 all element resistance and increased damage and a bunch of cast speed. Immense, right? Immense. Early game, and immense aura stacking stuff as well. Basically enables a whole archetype. We go for Manus Aggression, decent node, right? Decent percent damage. And Unnatural Strength, unnaturally strong. And Bone Barrier for some physical damage reduction and some more minion life, because as I said, it's pretty damn juicy. 29.8k life, level 30, so it's gonna gain a bit more as well. I'm going for this Thread of Hope to get Onslaught during mapping. And life, pretty decent place for it. I could anoint it, but I go for additional curse because I also forgot to mention, because yeah, curse is very good. Curses are very decent, a very good source of damage in PoE. Searching for some life here, right? The usual Necro, go to the cluster. I don't grab Penny to him, it doesn't do anything. And I go for 12 passive, like decent stats. I go for life, Chaos Res on these. And yeah, this one I rolled first. I got 5% Chaos Res, T1 Chaos Res, and T1 life. Then regaled into all Ailey Res, and it helps me cap out my resistances. Currently it gives 50 Chaos Res because it's a 12 passive. Two of them are dual sockets, right? So this one is 50 Chaos Res, this one is 40 Chaos Res. And only with these I'm at 42, right? It's kind of insane. Not sure where I'm getting a tiny bit of Chaos Res from. Oh, from here as well. So yeah, I was debating whether or not I should go 8 passive and 2 notable, and like it's not even close, especially for a bleed based build, because like the renewal, the deal double damage minion stuff doesn't make sense. That's why I inspect from these as well, because the way double damage works in this game currently is that, let's say you deal 1,000 damage and apply like a 200 bleed, right? If you proc deal double damage and deal 2,000 with a hit, the game will still calculate bleed from the 1000 hit. So you'll still deal 200 DPS from bleed. I was kind of excited to stack a bit of deal double damage for bleeds, but that doesn't work currently. And yeah, I then exalted both of these and landed on pretty juicy ones. Ideally you want the 35% increased effect on the prefix, but these are pretty good as they are, right? Give me a bunch of life, 90 life from this, 90 life from this, and yeah, and help me cap my early res as well as chaos res. Pretty cool, right? For mediums, I go for Master of Command replenishing presence on all of them, on 4 of them. Replenishing presence gives effect of non-curse auras, aura stacking a bit. I managed to get like 2.2 something aura effectiveness, so you know, double the effect of my curses. And Master of Command is super good because effect of non-curse auras from your skills on enemies, which affects Pride, which affects Flesh and Stone, but I'm not running it, which affects War Banner, and it's the biggest value currently. I haven't checked after I swapped to Blasphemy setup, but nothing comes really close. So you want to stack all of them because Replenishing Presence is some region as well, right? And like, what's the other one? First Among Equals doesn't do anything because duration, whatever. Right? And yeah, for the Gazi Jewels, we go for life, minions increase damage, and maybe some additional fizz. You want to have minions leech on one of these. It's very important because it's the only source of leech currently. And well, like with my pathing, I cannot grab this, right? Guess I could grab this, but nah. This 0.44% of life leech, it's more than enough, probably, because she deals immense amounts of damage. Maybe not actually, maybe not. She wasn't leeching that much. Maybe I will get another leech jewel. And yeah, basically most of them are like this. Life, minion damage if you've used a minion skill recently, and some flat damage on them. And I should, this one, Anomalous Gaze, Gazi Jewel, gives 30% damage over time multiplier, and it's immense. It's basically like getting dot multi on minions is very difficult, and it's kind of a key component to the build, yeah? Otherwise, it's, the jewel sucks a bit dick, but there's not a lot of them, so I wanted to grab Corrupting Blood on this, but there's just like 50 of them on the market, and you know, the one with Corrupting Blood or RMR are kind of lunatic, right? Sorry, didn't mean to offend anyone, any you know, monopoly holders out there, but yeah, man. And yeah, pretty much it. Grabbing some decks, because deck starved. Oh, and also, yes, I go for Spiritual Aid. Very important because I don't need accuracy, but what I do need is, oh yeah, never mind. I don't deal damage, but what I do deal is the explosion damage, right? And I stack so much increased damage of minions, like through cluster jewels, through my ascendancy, through everything, is that explosions, like I don't know, probably triple the initial explosion. So that's why they feel as good as they do. Yep, some reservation as well, very important. This mana cost wheel as well, because pretty costly, Summon Reaper. And yeah, nice little caster tree. And this as well, because AoE is sucky anyway, maybe it makes it a little bit less sucky. For the Pantheon, I'm using Brine King not to get permastun, stun locked, and Aberrath not to burn on the burning ground, right? I will be linking the description down below. As always, I will be linking the video to the original guide. I will be linking the video on how to craft these bows. Yes, guys. I hope this was exciting. It was long as fuck, though. I apologize for that. I don't know yet how to do this quicker and what's the optimal way. If you would, you know, if you have something in mind as a recommendation, I would appreciate it if you left a comment and let me know how. Or maybe it's okay, and you know, I enjoy watching these kind of long builds because like I just, you know, scroll to the parts where you know, and I get what I want to know from it, even if it's long. And I think like the explanation of every slot is kind of mandatory for you know, for your basic picture of the build. If I'm wrong, please let me know. And yeah, that's pretty much it from me. Join my Twitch. I we have a lot of fun there. Yeah, awesome guys, as well as in Discord, memes, like announcement, patch notes. Hey guys, I love you all. Thank you so much for watching, and yeah, see you in the next time. Bye bye.